Hey everyone, it's Nathas. Today I'm going to be opening up another Kickstarter exclusive edition SolForge Fusion starter kit. So this is the fifth starter that I'm opening in this case, fifth out of 12, and we'll see if we open anything cool. I'm definitely having a lot of fun opening through these. I've had the box, or the case sitting on my shelf for a while, and I've definitely been having a little bit of an urge to open product lately, especially with all these really cool set 3 spoilers that are coming out. So yeah, I thought it would be a lot of fun to kind of go through these and open a full case for you guys. Alright, so already I'm definitely seeing some pretty fun face cards on some of these decks, which gets me a high hope for something with high deck quality. Alright, so we're going to get started with the Alliance list here. Alright, so we have an Armored Scavenger, Arrogant Drone, Camouflage Tactician, Energy Surge, Epoch Hawk, Lucid Echoes, Nanoswarm, Orlean Battle Droid, Protective Justicar, Salvage Tinker, and we have an Ironbeard with Knockback at level 2, Intimidate at level 3, and Reinforce at level 4. So there's definitely a couple cards with Stealth, and a couple ways to move your creatures around, which is pretty cool. Tinker is always nice to have in an Alliance list right now. So overall, it's like I would say this is kind of middle of the pack. There's definitely some removal, which is really helpful when you're playing in these lists. And I do like Arrogant Drone a lot, especially if you play it on Forge, because 13 damage with Stealth could kind of get it around the fact that it only has 6 health. So if you play it off Forge, obviously, there's a lot more chance for it to get killed. But if you play it on Forge and you could push some damage with it, it would definitely make a pretty big impact. Alright, so now we're going to get into Tempest. Firefist Uranti is definitely one of the cards that I really enjoy playing with, so I always enjoy seeing it in a list. Alright, so we've got a Firefist Uranti, Bit of Rage, Inflaming Stonefist, Lightning Spark, Scorchmane Dragon, Staff of Eris, Stone Skin, Undeady, Venerable Master, and Windspark Elemental. Our Forgeborn here is a Sunder with Stimbolt, Ice Armor, and Gathering Storm. I actually like this deck a lot. There's quite a few ways to pump up your Firefist Uranti once you get to level 3, and all those ways also help you push damage. So we've obviously got a Fit of Rage here, which could pump up, and Flaming Stonefist is really nice if you play it next to that Firefist. Lightning Spark's great removal. Scorchmane Dragon is great removal. Staff is one of those cards that could be really strong with something like Firefist Uranti. Um, Stone Skin again, being able to buff, deal damage, and you don't even have to battle if you don't want to. Venerable Master is always nice because it will live early, and if you play mages, it gets you bodies, kind of live through the game. And then Windspark Elemental is aggressive and has removal. I like this deck a lot. Definitely one that I could see myself pushing with a few decks that I have. So definitely like that list. All right, now let's get into our Utera. All right, we're getting started with an Experience Seal Plate, Forge Seal, Leyline Vermin, Magnevarous Decayosaur, Mystical Packmaster, Pax Blessing, Soothing Batterhide, Stampeding Keeper, Summoning Council, and a Torgmai Guardian. And we've got an Oros with Dark Forge Drain 2, Shapeshift at level 3, and Bark Skin at level 4. So having that Forge Seal with Dark Forge Drain level 2 can be pretty fun. Most of the spells here either get you bodies or get you pumps. There's not really a ton of removal, but it's always nice to have the Batterhide with the Leyline Vermin to be able to blank your opponent's creatures. It's definitely an interesting list. It's something that I feel like if you have a pretty strong warrior deck that could pair with it, with the Mystical Packmaster, and you have ways to like buff your beasts and ways to get out your Oak Fathers, it could definitely get you some damage pushed through. All right, finally we're going to get into our Necrom deck. And Abyssal Necromancer is pretty fun. Granted, Necromancer is a card that typically gets killed pretty early anyway, so I like it to have a pretty large health stat. But if you play it at the very end of the cycle, getting that extra removal out of this could be really strong. So we got Abyssal Necromancer with a Stitcher, even though it's corrupt, it's still nice to have a Stitcher. Dizzy Siphon, Gloom Reaper Hag, Nom Nom Nom, Scourge Hydra, Spite Maiden, Venerable Banshee, Venerable Spirit, and a Zeraswil. And our Forgeborn here is a Cersei with Death Touch at level 2, Soul Siphon at level 3, and Army Commander at level 4. So there's honestly really not many dead cards in this list either. Really, the Venerable Banshee isn't that dead, but it's like the stats aren't the greatest. And Venerable Spirit really is not going to do too much for you, so that's a card I kind of wish was replaced. But overall, it's got a pretty strong spell package and a pretty strong creature package, just to be able to remove a lot of stuff, get extra spells out. So yeah, this is definitely a pretty solid list, and one that I definitely think, especially with this Cersei, could be very interesting to play. Awesome. So thank you for tuning in to this Kickstarter opening, and I'll see you next time.